ბატონი დერექ ქოუფლეი გასწავლა მე გავიცანი გუში ჩვენი ევანგელური მომხსენებელი ის გახლავთ ის პირველად არის საქართველოში პირველად იმყოფება საქართველოში მინდა გითხრათ ის გახდა ინგლისის და ევროპის ევანგელური ალიანსის ყოფილი თავმჯდომარე ის გახლავთ გაერთიანებული სამეფო ევანგელური ალიანსის საერთაშორისო საბჭოს ყოფილი წევრი მურლანდის კოლეჯის რექტორი კულტურათაშორისო ტრეინინგის სპეციალისტი ცენტრალური აზიის ლიდერთა საბჭოს წევრი ინგლისში ცენტრალური აზიის ფორუმის თავმჯდომარე რომელიც სახელწოდება People International's ასოცირებული წევრი და Global Connections ორგანიზაცია საბჭოს წევრი. დღევანდელი მომხსენების თემა არის ევანგელური ქრისტიანობა და თანამშრომლობის ქსელი, რეტროსპექტივა და პერსპექტივა. მე გქონდა რომ მოვიმართოთ ჩვენი ორსასმენი და მივესალმოთ ბატონ დერექს რათა მომხსენები წარდგეს ჩვენში.
Thank you very much for your warm welcome. My heart has been very much touched when I hear about the suffering your people had during the 20th century and earlier. I'd like you to remember in your prayers the situation in Central Asia, where they're suffering the same things today as you suffered during the 20th century and before that. They are still suffering intense persecution. They're suffering fines and imprisonments, floggings, sometimes hangings. Sometimes they cannot bury their dead because they're not allowed to do so as Christians. But please remember these people in these countries so near to here, and yet in terms of persecution, things have not changed very much over a long period of time. I want to tell you about my personal background and my journeys since 1984 when I started becoming involved overseas. The concept of Christian networks has been known for more than 2,000 years. The Apostle Paul refers to your partnership in the gospel, Philippians, here referring to the church in Philippi. Paul, Silas and Timothy also functioned as a team. The volume and need for Christian networks was unknown to me until 1983. I had become a Christian from a non-Christian background in the 1950s and simply had not come across the idea of networks. This paper describes, analyses and evaluates my own involvement in the formation of Christian networks in non-communist countries, then post-communist Europe from 1987, and in Central Asia and surrounding countries since the year 2000. This paper reflects my own journey since 1983, with particular emphasis on Central Asia, where I have been involved since the year 2000. It was in 1983 I first came across the concept of networks of churches, organizations and individuals. An outstanding man called the Reverend Clive Calvo had just taken over the leadership of the Evangelical Alliance of the United Kingdom, which had been in serious decline for some years. He was and is a visionary, and he agreed to take on the leadership on condition that the entire Evangelical Alliance Council resigned, and then he would form his own chosen council. He chose 12, of whom I was one. That 12 became the executive committee from which the larger separate council was built up one by one. There was relatively little church-to-church activity in Europe, except within denominations. Indeed, so sharp was the division that key issues like the Pentecostal movement and prosperity doctrine threatened to split the United Kingdom Church. The first meeting between Pentecostal and non-Pentecostal leaders was so secretive that none of us was allowed to tell our churches we were meeting people from the other side. Within a year, I learned that there are a number of evangelical alliances in Western Europe, of course there were none in the East, and that they met together annually. From Eastern Europe, only the Evangelical Alliance of East Germany somehow managed to send a delegate to the gathering of the European Evangelical Alliance. Even in Western Europe, some nations like Malta and Gibraltar have no network of churches. It appears that the gatherings of the European Evangelical Alliance were not exciting, and no one from the United Kingdom wanted to attend the annual council meetings in 1984, so I volunteered. The meetings comprised mainly of going through annual reports of each country, this process being spread over several days. Very boring. Within a few years, the EA, United Alliance, in its so-called wisdom, decided that the European Evangelical Alliance was a waste of time, and delegated me publicly to read a short paragraph to the assembled Europeans. Basically, the statement said that the European Evangelical Alliance should be got rid of and die. The assembled delegates were extremely displeased at what they saw as the arrogance of the Evangelical Alliance in the UK. 2 years later, to my complete surprise, there were whispers that they might want me to be the next president of the European Evangelical Alliance. But here was the big question: where did I stand on the issue of the charismatic movement and the Pentecostal movement? They sorted this out by inviting me to have dinner with 2 tables of 8 people on 2 different days, each one representing pro-Pentecostal movement and one against the Pentecostal movement. Each side interviewed me so that they would be sure that if I became the president, I represented only them. I gave totally honest answers to each side. To my surprise, both sides decided I should be the next president in about 1992. We should remember that in countries like West Germany, there was still some strong support for the Berlin Declaration of 1909, which was strongly and offensively anti-Pentecostal. Then the Berlin Wall came down in 1989. But there was a problem. Both West Germany and East Germany had evangelical alliance networks, one being non-Pentecostal, the other one being anti-Pentecostal. The problem was solved by bringing the 2 evangelical alliances together. The West Germans had to accommodate the more Pentecostal East Germans. Some years later, a copy of the Berlin Declaration was ceremonially buried in a coffin somewhere in Germany. I don't know where it was in Germany, where it was buried. In 1989, some Soviet countries did have an evangelical alliance of some kind. There were some networks, some being enforced by the communist regime. In one country, several denominations and unions were obliged to amalgamate, and thus they had to work together, whether they liked it or not. Countries to the east have no such networks, like Ukraine, Russia, North Caucasus region, Central Asia, Middle East, Turkey, and Afghanistan. Russia controlled Central Asia until 1992, which was 3 years later than they moved out of the eastern part of Europe. And none of the countries in Central Asia had any kind of church networks which were like evangelical alliances. Independence came to Central Asia in about 1992, sometimes quite brutally. From 1990 until the year 2000, that's 10 years, I crisscrossed Europe, going from country to country by invitation, helping to establish evangelical alliances in the remaining countries of Western Europe, like Gibraltar and Malta. During this time I was released from my work of leading Morelands Bible College, thus enabling me to give my full time to help build evangelical alliances. In 1999, the first visit to the European Evangelical Alliance meetings by a Turkish believer took place. There was a man called Zekai Tanya who held these small churches together in an informal network. They too, although there were only a few hundred believers, wanted to have a network similar to an evangelical alliance. And so in the year 2000 I made the first of many visits to Turkey. I think I've done about 45 visits there now. The new Evangelical Alliance then joined the European Alliance. Soon after that, the networks of believers in Israel and Palestine asked to join the European Alliance. This presented a problem. Should the one who applied first be welcomed ahead of the other? Because there was this conflict. We decided that both should be welcomed on the same date, on an equal basis. There are some evangelical alliances in Europe that I would consider, sadly, to be an irrelevance. For me, it has been challenging moving around Europe for those 10 years to help maintain momentum, strength, stability, and relevance of the alliances. Now we move further east to networks. In Soviet times continued to exist in Central Asia until 1992. It had not been possible to have evangelical alliance networks. And of course there were very few believers, almost none from the indigenous people like the Kazakhs and the Uzbeks. The work of evangelization began in 1992 in these Muslim countries, with pioneers coming from the USA, United Kingdom, South Korea, and other European nations. By the time I came on the scene in 2001, Kazakhstan already had some churches, one of them having several thousand members, and church growth was rapid. I came there by accident when a colleague was given the money to travel but couldn't go because of his diary, so he gave the money to me to send me to Kazakhstan. There in Kazakhstan there exists a very strong charismatic network. But the non-charismatic churches felt uncomfortable and they didn't feel included. So I was encouraged by the first Kazakh to come to Christ to help set up an evangelical alliance network in Kazakhstan, representing more broadly all the churches. It was not an easy thing to do, and I faced much opposition. I will talk about my strategy later. Soon, invitations to set up evangelical alliances followed in Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan. It became obvious that no normal network could exist in Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan due to the level and scope of persecution which still exists to this day. I understand from statistics that 1 in 4 citizens in Central Asia have direct links to the KGB. This statistic shocks me, but I can believe it is true. By comparison with setting up networks in post-communist Europe, if that was comparatively simple, but not in Central Asia. Some nations in Central Asia, though technically post-communist, have not changed much since 1992, and the KGB and similar structures with their activities still operate. Things have really not changed very much, even since 1992. Some of my observations. My first observations. Some elements of the communist past still cling. Central Asia has never become truly post-communist, unlike most European countries. The Christian public in Western Europe are largely unaware of this. Some cannot accept the truth of this. Many of the old features still exist, and these make the formation of networks very challenging. Old characteristics like rivalries, jealousies, corruption, and seeking after power are still a serious issue, making Bible-based relationships hard to encourage. Corruption exists even among leaders in churches, despite some having been Christians for nearly 20 years. Let me give you 2 illustrations of my attempts to form national networks of leaders. First, a country where I invited the leaders of denominations, unions, to have a nice meal for which I paid. I assumed this was the right approach, to bring all the big leaders together. I had not anticipated the high level of mistrust and power-seeking. In the middle of that wonderful meal, someone asked publicly, "Who invited you to do this?" The question was a tricky one, a loaded one, and reminded me of the attempts of the Sadducees to trip up the Lord Jesus. If any one of the people had owned up to providing this meal, then the purpose of my visit would have been ruined, because they would not trust each other. Thankfully, I could truthfully reply, "I invited you." Had it been someone in the room, the jealousies would have prevented any further progress. But I did succeed in bringing together a wider group, though I had to request the more strongly charismatic attenders graciously to hold back and simply to be observers because of the sensitivities of those who are not charismatics. There were many observers, and we formed two circles to make discussion easier. And we asked those who were the more charismatic persuasion to sit in the outer one at this stage. But suddenly, in the middle of a useful dialogue, one of the outer group burst through to the inner circle, and their outburst destroyed the meeting. In general, seeking to form committees comprising mainly denominational or union leaders has not succeeded for me. Some participants simply sought power rather than service. When this has been the stance of several people on the committee, there has been little progress until a new generation with a sincere heart to serve comes along. My second observation, the tendency to draw up detailed, complex constitutions. A network in this region works best when the leaders are already working together cooperatively in a variety of projects. It then becomes natural to exist formally as a network and jointly to draw plans and strategies. In my own experience in Central Asia, this has rarely been the case, despite my best efforts to encourage joint projects. Often issues like membership rules and voting rights come to the surface very quickly and are hotly debated, even before any joint activity has taken place. Once often a complex constitution has been worked on and agreed long before they have done anything together. Being a typical Westerner, I used to encourage democratic ways of doing things, such as forming a committee and having terms of offices and voting procedures, but I had to learn the hard way. On one occasion I handed out voting papers. There were 5 people contesting 3 places on the committee. In the middle of filling in the forms, a senior pastor stood up and announced the winners. I said, "But we have not voted yet." He said, "Yes, but we are doing things the Azerbaijani way, not by Western voting." Please be careful if you quote it anyway. Instability of committees. This, of course, is a global issue. Yet in Central Asia, this is particularly acute. People are relatively mobile in Central Asia, especially those from an ethnic Russian background. A committee may suddenly find itself decimated over a short period of time, as key people leave to go to Russia and other places. In some countries, an evangelical alliance network has collapsed almost overnight. This often creates a vacuum which can lead to inappropriate people taking charge of it, or even the committee collapsing completely. I normally make a number of visits to each country, and sometimes I have had to start the process of setting up an evangelical alliance several times. In one country, I've started it 3 times just to see it collapse 3 times. So it's quite tough. Because mistrust has been a strong historic issue, it continues to the present day. The unaccountably high percentage of individuals having direct links to the KGB fosters an atmosphere of mistrust, even among the general Christian population, and even among leaders. Fourth observation, strong interconnectedness can be a blessing, but not always. News travels very fast across the region. The Central Asia Christians are close-knit like a family. This enables them to support, warn, and encourage each other. For example, when the annual gathering, Central Asian Consultation, takes place, the assembled delegates know instantly who failed to get into that country and who was turned back at the border. It can work to a disadvantage too, being close. A Western agency a year or two ago treated a Central Asian very, very badly. News spread fast, and before long the Westerners belonging to this agency found all their training sessions were cancelled because they were Westerners and they had done wrong against the Central Asian. These training sessions have never been reinstated. Forward planning and strategic thinking can present a challenge to Central Asians. I had mostly worked with a generation which grew up under communism, where they had little freedom to plan for the future. In one instance, in my ignorance, on basis of what I used to propose in Western societies, I suggested they make a 5-year plan with goals and a strategy. This was not found acceptable to them. Why? Because under communism, 5-year goals were pushed on them, and they hated it. It had left whole groups of people with the inability to think strategically because they were not allowed to. Thankfully, there are skilled and experienced people working alongside who provide appropriate training for those who, from the past, were unable to make these kind of moves. And finally, I want to talk about principles and strategies for setting up networks. The first phase, finding an appropriate leader. Eventually, a leadership team is needed, but the first step is to locate an appropriate leader. This is more difficult in Central Asia, which differs from post-communist Europe, in that deep-seated mistrust is harder to overcome. Sadly, there are still reasons in Central Asia why people have to mistrust each other. A leader must be someone of good standing with other leaders in the country. This is rarely 100%. It will work if most churches and denominations accept a certain person. It's often been the case that Russian Baptists have been quite slow in joining other groups of churches, but they do come on board later. Maintaining close personal links with leaders of such as churches as the Russian Baptists is essential. Where possible, we should include people who are not yet part of an alliance, simply because we want them to be involved in things, and maybe eventually they will come into the alliance. In one particular case, it took me 3 years for one pastor to trust me, and now we are very, very good friends. Meeting with a wider group of leaders. It should be borne in mind that the concept of the purpose and how it functions may take time to be understood, and it may take several visits. Because this is Central Asia where these things have never happened before. We must remember that they are unused to cooperation, and some will be suspicious of others. Power and fear are often at the backs of their minds. In one instance, I did find one key leader, but it turned out that 50% of those present did not trust the person at all. For me, it meant I could not at that time help them to set up a network. When I told the leader, he was both surprised and disappointed. As it happened, that church was rich through foreign money, whereas the others relied on the giving of poor people. I never did get to the point of being confident they could set up an evangelical alliance in that country. Trying to educate the initial group about the purpose and functioning of the network has been challenging. I've had to do many sessions of teaching, covering the advantages of having greater strength together and having a strong, united voice, as well as church leaders supporting each other and sharing resources. Sometimes a network already exists and can be changed to make it more appropriate. Meeting people as a group gives an opportunity to help create some strategic thinking, even though this is a challenging way of looking at things. The communist past still influences people very greatly. Finally, creating an interest in an interest in having a network that join together. Once that first group of leaders have discussed and prayed and come to some conclusion, it is time to inform the wider Christian population. Generally, the group of leaders is sufficiently influential, they can draw often a wide and numerous group of people together to hear about the advantage of their network. I've spoken in places like a cathedral, a town hall, and even one meeting was televised. In a sense, it's now up to them to carry on the work as a functioning network. It's on the whole, they have valued this input from outside. Other leaders have asked for systematic teaching and training in the form of seminars and lectures on how to work as a network. Undertaking this ministry is financially costly, as they rarely have the opportunity and the resources to cover travel costs of people like me who travel around. Now a new generation of leaders is emerging. The sons and daughters of those I worked with 18 years ago are now coming to the surface. Many of them are largely free from the influences of the past. A new missionary movement is now emerging from within Central Asia, which will spread westwards into Europe, where some churches are weak and unmotivated. Thank you.
ქოუფლეის დაუსვეთში კითხვებია მოვისმინოთ მოსაზრება აქედან დაკავშირებით. მაგრამ სანამ ამას ჩვენ გავაკეთებდეთ, ვინმეს თუ გაქვთ შეკითხვა მოსაზრება, თქვენ გქონდათ.
მადლობა მოხსენებისთვის. მაინტერესებს აღმოსავლეთ თურქეთში თუ აქვს რაიმე გამოცდილება და თუ შეიძლება რომ მოგვიყვეს ცოტა მის მოღვაწეობაზე ამ რეგიონში.
I first went to Turkey in 1999. At that time there were only perhaps a few hundred believers in total. But there were a number of small churches scattered across the country. And even though they were very small, they had leaders, they had pastors. They had begun to be interested in mixing with evangelicals from Europe. And they wanted to have strong connections with Europe, because there were no other evangelical alliances southeast of them. There were no other evangelical alliances to the southeast that they could link with. And so I helped them to link with Europeans across Europe. And that was how the Turkish church became linked to the European church. If there had been evangelical... Sorry, I'm used to consecutive translation. If there had been evangelical alliances in this part of the world at that time, 20 years ago, then Turkey would probably have wished to link with countries further east and south. But because there were no alliances to link with in this part of the world, they had to look westwards to link with Western agencies, which wasn't their first choice, but they had no other choice.
I'm sorry, I'll have to ask you in English. My question was about whether you had any experience in Eastern Turkey or any engagement or any work there. Thank you.
Eastern Turkey is a very difficult part of the country. People from the big cities like Istanbul and Ankara are unwilling to leave their towns to go to work further east. it's very difficult for them to earn a living in the East. And so they tend to want to stay within their churches in the big cities. So the eastern part of Turkey is largely unevangelized, particularly on the border regions. Yes, the evangelical dance does exist in Turkey. It began with only about 500 believers in the whole country. There are still only about 5,000 believers in the whole of Turkey. So the total number of believers is really still very, very small. And together they have not yet formed a strategy to reach the other areas of Turkey, particularly those in the east and those in the south.
მოგესალმებით, საინტერესო იყო თქვენი გამოსვლა. მე მაქვს უბრალოდ ერთი კონკრეტული კითხვა, რადგან საქართველოში ამჟამად ყალიბდება ქრისტიანული ევანგელური ეკლესიების ალიანსი. და მე მაინტერესებს ერთ-ერთი ჩვენთვის აქტუალური თემა არის სახელმწიფოსთან ურთიერთობის საკითხი. აი ამ დროს როგორი ფორმით გამოხატავს ეს ალიანსი სახელმწიფოს წინაშე მდგარ თქვათ გამოწვევებს, რაც თქვათ ქრისტიანულ ღირებულებებს, ამფასეულებებს ეწინააღმდეგება. რა გზებს მიმართავს კონკრეტულად? რა სახით გამოხატავს აი ამ თავის პოზიციას? თავის მიმართ, საზოგადოების მიმართ, იმ გამოწვევების მიმართ, რაც საერთოდ ქვეყნის წინაშე დგას. როგორც ეკლესიების პოზიცია. სხვა თქვათ ისეთ საკითხების მიმართ, როგორიც თქვათ ან ეკლესია, არ ვიცი ახლა იქ რა სიტუაცია, ყოველ შემთხვევაში, მაგრამ არის ძალიან ბევრი გამოწვევა, რომელიც ქრისტიანულ ღირებულებებს ეწინააღმდეგება. Paloma.
I think I need a little more detail as to what the question is about. I'm not quite understanding.
თუნდაც ეკლესიების დევნასთან დაკავშირებით, შემთხვევებასთან დაკავშირებით, გენერალური თანასწორობასთან, ეკლესიამ ქორწინებასთან დაკავშირებით და ასე შემდეგ.
I am aware of some of the stresses and tensions you are facing in the churches here over these key issues like homosexuality and other things. I'm not really qualified to make any kind of expert comment on what is happening locally. I can only pray for you. I can advise sometimes, but I can't make any general comments as to how you should handle these things in this country. Sorry.
მე ესეთი კითხვა მაქვს. ალბათ იცის ბატონმა დერეკმა, რომ საქართველოში ეს ისტორიული ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი პერიოდი, მომენტი არის დადგა, როდესაც ძირითადმა ევანგელურმა დენომინაციებმა დაიწყეს ევანგელური ალიანსის შექმნის პროცესი. პირველი ისტორიაში საქართველოს ეროვნული ევანგელური ალიანსი. მისი რჩევა, მისი, არ ვიცი, ორიოდე სიტყვით, აი რას გვეტყვის, რას გვირჩევს, როგორც მაგხრივ დიდი გამოცდილების მქონე ღვთისმსახური, ბატონო? ყოფილი თავმჯდომარე, მით უმეტეს. ამიტომ აი ძალიან საინტერესო იქნებოდა, აი რას გვირჩევს ევანგელურ პროტესტანტულ ეკლესიებს კავშირებს და რას გვეტყვის.
My advice would be that it would be good to see what activities you are already doing with the other churches. One of the things that I've been concerned about in Central Asia is that they have quickly moved towards establishing complicated constitutions and voting rights, but haven't actually focused on what they can do together as a united group of churches. In an ideal world, an evangelical alliance works best when people are already working together and praying together. Then you need an evangelical alliance that has rules, regulations, voting rights. But I don't actually feel that they should come first before seeing what activities you have in common. Churches have different ways of supporting each other, sometimes in prayer. Sometimes churches need to have a voice into the public areas, into television and radio. Pastors, ministers need to be supporting each other, and one of the purposes of an evangelical alliance is where Christian leaders prayerfully support each other, and where they help to give a voice to the evangelical churches into a wider society. Sometimes churches can share resources. For example, if there is a famous speaker you want to bring in, and one church cannot afford to have that speaker or to hire a before, churches can work together to do this by sharing resources. So to me, having activities together perhaps comes more easily first, rather than trying to set up rules and regulations about how it should operate. So this is my general advice. Don't jump too quickly into rules and regulations. See what you can do together. In other countries, there are possibilities of using newspapers, social media like Facebook, using existing networks where people can communicate. In Central Asia, it is very important for people to be able to communicate, because under persecution, by living together, having a strong united voice, they can influence people. That perhaps is less crucial here than it would be in the regions that I work in. But I believe that evangelicals can and should take every opportunity to make known the details of the good news of Jesus Christ, because people need to hear that message. And creatively together as churches, sometimes it's possible to do more than just individual churches or individuals. And this sometimes may take the form of public meetings with somebody who is particularly experienced and talented in communicating the gospel message. Sometimes being a matter of handing out literature. There are all kinds of ways in which the good news of Jesus Christ can work by people working together as opposed to doing it through individual churches.
I can only comment from experience in the United Kingdom, where I have been a member of the Evangelical Alliance for many years. I was a pastoral minister within the United Kingdom. And one of the things that I was aware of, and Derek will know far better than I, is that because the Evangelical Alliance in the United Kingdom developed a good name for responsible theology representing the evangelical constituency, when there are debates within our country about something that is difficult and contentious, often our broadcasting networks, for instance the BBC, would turn to the Evangelical Alliance to ask them to comment, sometimes in debate with and against more liberal theologians. So the Evangelical Alliance would be offered that opportunity to present an evangelical voice into topics such as our friend here inquired about, the whole question of homosexuality and homosexual marriage. It's simply a comment to add to what Derek was saying.
I could just comment briefly on that because my experience in Central Asia said that Chris is exactly right in what she says. Take a country like Azerbaijan. Their individual churches have no voice. But when they work together, they come together and have opportunities to say things on radio. There are opportunities to meet senior government ministers even. And I have come along sometimes to meet senior government ministers because I represent all the churches, not just one church. And so this having a voice could be very important to you, but you'll have a better voice if you can do it together. And then opportunities, as Chris has said, opportunities will come. Because people will come to the Evangelical Alliance to ask for comment on a variety of issues. Thank you for that.
ჩვენს ქვეყანაში რამოდენიმე ხნის წინ დაიწყო ამ თემაზე საუბარი, ასე ვთქვათ, ევანგელური ეკლესიების ალიანსი ეს არის ახალი რაღაც, რაც ჩვენ გავიგონეთ და რისკენაც მიდის ეკლესიების გარკვეული ნაწილი. მე ორ კითხვას დავსვამ. პირველი კითხვა ეხება პრაქტიკულ ბენეფიტებს, რასაც იღებს ეკლესია მას შემდეგ, რაც ის უერთდება ალიანსს. იქიდან გამომდინარე ვსვამ ამ კითხვას, რომ მრავალი დამოუკიდებელი ეკლესია არსებობს. კონკრეტულად ჩემი ეკლესია უკვე 23 წლისა და აქამდე არ ყოფილა ის არც ერთი ალიანსის წევრი და განაგრძობდა ზრდას, განვითარებას. მე მაინტერესებს პრაქტიკულად რას მიიღებს კონკრეტული ეკლესია, რა ბენეფიტები აქვს ალიანსთან წევრობას და მეორე კითხვა არის იმ შემთხვევაში თუ რომელიმე ეკლესია ან დენომინაცია გახდება ამ ალიანსის წევრი, ხომ არ გამოვა ისე, რომ ჩვენ გვეყოლება ჩვენს ქვეყანაში ორი დამოუკიდებელი ხმა, რომელსაც ექნება ორი განსხვავებული პოზიცია, დამოუკიდებლობა ერთი და იგივე საკითხთან მიმართებაში. ხომ არ იქნება ეს ცუდი თავად შემდეგ ეკლესიებისთვის, იმიტომ რომ სახელმწიფო დაინახავს, რომ თავად ეკლესიები, თავად პროტესტანტული ეკლესიებსაც არ გააჩნიათ ერთობა რაღაც გარკვეული ერთი საკითხის მიმართ. დიდი მადლობა.
I think on fundamental issues, churches within the Evangelical Alliance can speak with one voice on some fundamental issues. Churches won't join the Evangelical Alliance unless they have enough things in common reflecting their evangelical spirituality. And in that particular case, they can, on many issues, speak with one voice. There are some issues in which the churches, even within an Evangelical Alliance, cannot speak with just one voice because there are different views and perspectives. One of the advantages of belonging to a group like this is that an Evangelical Alliance can gradually gain resources so that people can tap into those resources for their own personal use. If I go onto a website of any Evangelical Alliance around the world, and there are 129 of them, I can go onto a website and I can find a lot of spiritual resources which I can use individually. So individual membership gives you a lot of advantages in the way of having resources and also having somewhere to ask for information and to ask questions. I may not have answered the second question, so perhaps fill me in a little bit on the second question. I think people representing the Alliance cannot afford to take sides publicly on certain issues because then that will alienate others. And so on the key issues that today we are debating and which divide us, an Evangelical Alliance can foster discussion, but it can't necessarily take this side or that side unless there is clear some more difficult issues, the alliance cannot take one side or the other. The alliance can help people to come to their own conclusions by presenting what Scripture has to say and allowing people to work out where they feel they stand on particular issues. The churches should already be helping people to come to their own conclusions, particularly the evangelical churches, which will be represented here in one way or another. I don't think the Evangelical Alliance should be telling people what they should believe on these difficult issues, but help them to work it out for themselves as to where they should stand by reference to Scripture and help them to understand what Scripture has to say. Therefore they can make up their minds. But this is also the task of leaders in the church.
მე ვფიქრობ, რომ ჩვენი წამოწყება, რომ შექმნილიყო საქართველოში ევანგელური ეკლესიების ალიანსი, დროული კი არა, შეიძლება დაგვიანებულიც კი იყო, არა? მაგრამ ბატონ დერეკის აქ ჩამოსვლა კიდევ ერთხელ ამოწმებს და ადასტურებს იმას, რომ ჩვენს მიერ მიღებული გადაწყვეტილება იყო მართლაც უალტერნატივო და ალტერნატივა არ აქვს, იმიტომ რომ ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი არის ამ ევანგელური ეკლესიებს კონდეთ ერთი ხმა საზოგადოებაში და ჩვენი მოწმობა გამოვაჩინოთ და ჩვენი ქრისტიანული სიყვარული, სულგრძელება, სიბრალული თანაგზნობა, თანადგომა ადამიანების მიმართ გამოვხატოთ ნებისმიერი ჯგუფის მიმართ, განსაკუთრებით იმ ჯგუფების მიმართ, რომლებიც არიან მოწყვლადი ჯგუფები, რომლებიც განიცდიან დევნას, შეურაცხყოფას, დამცირებას და ჩვენი ქრისტიანული პოზიცია დავაფიქსიროთ ყოველგვარი კომპრომისების გარეშე. აი ამას ვიტყოდ.
როგორც არასამთავრობოს წარმომადგენელი და ეგრეთ წოდებული Parachurch ორგანიზაციის წარმომადგენელი, მაინტერესებს რა ადგილი უჭირავთ ასეთ ორგანიზაციებს ალიანსში და რა გამოცდილება გაქვთ განსაკუთრებით ჩვენს რეგიონში, რა როლის შესრულება შეუძლიათ მათ აი ამ გაერთიანებაში დადებით ის თუ შეიძლება საშიშები არიან ამ ალიანსისთვის, არ ვიცი.
One of the advantages of the Evangelical Alliance is that different Christian movements can be brought together to discuss and share with each other and to plan together. So if you, for example, look at the UK Evangelical Alliance, there are several thousand movements like the movement you represent, and the Evangelical Alliance helps to bring these together, sometimes in a conference form, sometimes as a debate. And so the different movements are linked together in a way that they all benefit. The UK Alliance is probably the biggest one in the world. It's got, I've forgotten how many members, it's about 20,000 or 30,000 personal members, and several thousand churches, and several thousand organisations. But even the smaller alliance can bring different organisations together who have a similar interest. So if, for example, there are different organisations working in prisons, or working among the homeless, or specialising in working among women, those different groups working in a similar way, they can be brought together under the umbrella of the Evangelical Alliance. So there'll be others who share similar interests to you, and it's a way of actually meeting these people and working together, finding ways of cooperating with each other. That's what Alliance does. It brings people together, basically, under a bigger umbrella. But the Alliance does not control things. It simply brings people together.
დაკვირვება ასეთია დღევანდელ სიტუაციაზე, რომ ჩვენთან თითქოს პარალელურ რეჟიმში ვცდილობთ, რომ ცალკე ეკლესიების ალიანსი იქმნება და ცალკე არის მცდელობა რომ ჩამოყალიბდეს ორგანიზაციების ალიანსი ხმამაღალი სიტყვა, მაგრამ შეიკრიბონ ორგანიზაციები ერთად და თითქოს აი როგორ გითხრათ ვერ ვგრძნობ რომ აი ვერ ვხედავ რა როლი გვაკისრია ეკლესიების თვალში ჩვენ როგორც ორგანიზაციებს აი ხო ხვდებით რას ვამბობ აი პარალელურ რეჟიმში ვართ და ეს კარგია თუ ცუდია ცოტა ვერ ხვდები ხო და აი რატომ მაშინ რატომ ვართ პარალელურ რეჟიმში და რატომ არ ვართ ერთად აი ეს არ მესმის
Somebody in the UK defined the Evangelical Alliance as a table on which jigsaw puzzles are put together. Does that make any sense to you? So different pieces of jigsaw puzzles, people doing similar movements, similar work, can be brought together in alliance with a table which helps them to come together, to share and to find better ways of cooperating with each other. And that's one of the things that an alliance can begin to do very early on, is to see where there are people working individually in individual movements who really would benefit if they were starting to work together and sharing together and looking at a whole range of activities that are similar but actually bring a lot of people together in a way that probably wouldn't happen unless somebody took the initiative to bring them together. This has happened particularly in some countries with prison work. We found different organisations are working in prison. In Central Asia, it's often trying to get people out of prison who've been put there for their faith. And different organisations around the world do prison work, say in Central Asia. They can be brought together and they can share experiences and they can share resources together. And this can happen in an individual country such as Georgia, where people have similar ministries.
ეს არის ინგლისში ევანგელური ალიანსი არსებობს.
The United Kingdom Evangelical Alliance was the first one in the world. It was formed in 1846. In 1846, there was very bad disunity throughout the whole world. And somebody said, why don't we bring evangelicals together from the entire world to talk about global disunity? Well, of course, there were no aeroplanes. People had to travel by ship. And they all came to London for this very famous meeting in 1846. Unfortunately, many of the delegates were quite old, and they died on the way to the meeting. So the meeting was a little smaller than it might have been. But they did decide in 1846 to form a global alliance of Christians. It soon ran into difficulties because the Americans still had slavery, and they decided America could not belong, unfortunately, to the Evangelical Alliance as it stood, until they actually abolished slavery. So there was quite an issue there. But the very first one was the UK in 1846.
დიდი მადლობა თქვენი მოხსენებისთვის, ძალიან საინტერესო მიმოხილვა გააკეთეთ თქვენი გამოცდილებიდან გამომდინარე. ასეთი კითხვა მაქვს, ჩვენთვის ცნობილია ინგლისის ეკლესიის პოზიცია ერთსქესიანი ქორწინებების მიმართ. რა პოზიცია უკავია ასეთი გამოწვევების წინაშე ევანგელური ეკლესიების ალიანსს ინგლისში?
Evangelical alliances around the world are able to make their own independent decisions on issues like this. There is no one particular line that is taken by the evangelical alliances. But generally speaking, evangelical alliances will represent churches who would be against same-sex marriage on the whole. But I can't speak for every alliance in the world. I can't speak generally. That would be the stance they would take. But there may be individual exceptions around the world. They each are independent. For example, some in the world will have Roman Catholic members. Some will have Seventh-day Adventists, but others won't have Seventh-day Adventists. So each alliance is independent, makes up its own mind as to where it stands on particular issues. These issues are currently being debated in the UK as to where the UK alliance stands in relation to sexuality. I'm interested to see what direction it takes. I know what direction it might have taken if I'd still been the president